But it's time for some more New Game Plus. Before bed, maybe do like an hour and a half. Let's get this bread. Don't give me that DC symbol. I don't want that Pokeball over my head. Get that out of there. Alright, last time, we saved the day. Yeah, we got Hien to come back from the Azim Steppe. We may or may not rule the entire steppe for at least a year. You know, that happened. Because we triumphed in the giant tournament to rule them all. That lasts a year long. Not important that we own our own country right now. They could run themselves. We went back to Doma. The Azalea army came at our request and helped us liberate it. Doma Castle, we flooded the place. Hien was like, nope, don't need it. Flooded it all. Yotsuyu got slashed very dead up in the roof, but in her dying moments tried to bring the castle down on us. Gosetsu caught it, and then she shot Gosetsu. So Gosetsu and her are dead. Good friend and bad villain, both dead. But hey, Doma's free, so that's cool. Now we gotta go back to gotta go back to Yerbanya. Gotta go save Elisa's home next. I informed Tataru of our coming. She and Hancock should be waiting for us in the Ruby Bazaar. Then it is here we part ways. Best of luck to you and yours in piratical endeavors, I suppose. Alize loves pirates. Loves them. Hates pirates. Alize's not a fan. As was resumed by, as was shown off by the pirates who brought us to Kugane. She was not happy about that. Say hi to Tataru, be like, bitch, we gotta get home. We gotta save the day. Welcome back, everyone, and congratulations on the job well done. It is a pleasure as ever to see your smiling face, Tataru. Less so yours, Hancock, though Ratio and I are sincerely grateful for your assistance. The pleasure was all mine, Master Alfino, I assure you. Anyway, you'll be glad to hear that I've already charted passage for you back to Lim de la Mensa. The ship is to leave port this very day, but the captain has agreed to wait until the four of you have boarded. The four of us? You mean to stay here in Kugane? Yes, I gave it some thought, and I realized that even with Doma free, there's still need of a woman in the middle. Maybe even more than before, considering all the friends and alliances you made. As I told her many times before, I would be more than willing to assist you. As I told you many times before, I'm not about to let you worm your way into our affairs to exploit our connections for your personal gain. Oh, must you always presume the worst? There you have it. I'll remain here for now. You needn't worry. I'm a regular at the hostelry and half a dozen other local institutions. Everyone loves me. So go! Don't let me keep you. Buy your supplies and souvenirs while you still can. When you've finished, make haste to the docks. Pier number 2, to be precise. I'll be waiting for you there. So Pier 2 is over here, near the hostelry. First to arrive as always. Hopefully the others will not be far behind.
Ah, there you are. All packed and ready to go?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. Apologies for the wait. The task of tying up loose ends invariably takes longer than one allows. Happily, however, all now seems to be in order.
Then there's nothing left to do but to board the ship. Do try and enjoy the journey, won't you? It may be your last chance to rest for a while.
That would depend on the good captain's choice of route.
As ever, Tataru, I pray you take all due precautions while making your inquiries. Better to avoid the local authorities altogether than risk a repeat of our Ishgardian episode.
And what sordid episode is this, pray tell?
Naught to speak of, I assure you.
We'll see, we got brought to prison, and Kiliana had to be a badass and fight trial by combat, and, you know, it was good shit.
What are you two doing here? Shouldn't you be in Doma?
Shouldn't you? You left with nary a word. I half wondered if I had done something to offend.
Upon learning that you had departed for Kugane, we immediately resolved to give chase. Our comrades can manage affairs in our absence, and it seemed the least we could do.
You mean you came all this way just to say goodbye?
That too, aye. But there was something else I felt I had to say. You helped us win our freedom, and for that I cannot thank you enough. Accordingly, after we have established an interim government and so forth, I think it only meet that we repay the favor by dispatching our own forces to Eorzea. If you would have us.
We harbored no expectations of such generous aid, and as there is no telling when the Empire might strike back at you, would it not be wiser to concentrate your resources on the defense of Doma?
I had a mind to pursue a more aggressive defense, to which we will send forth shinobi to provinces far and wide to spread word of our victory, that we might inspire others to take up arms as we did. Even the Empire has its limits. If the Garleans cannot be certain where and when the next rebellion will take place, how can they commit another force to Doma? And besides, so long as this debt remains unpaid, how am I to face myself and Gorsetzer?
As you wish. I will relay your offer to the Eorzean Alliance.
All of Doma is counting on you to finish what we have started. You have it in you, Lise. To seize the future you want. Never forget.
I won't, Hien. Not your words or anything else. Everything that led us here, that will drive us forward, I'll carry it with me always. And that's a promise.
I will hold you to that. Go with them to Eorzea. Tell their people of our triumph and of our pledge to stand with them.
By your leave, I shall pave the way for our new alliance.
Hurry up, you lot! The ship's about to weigh anchor!
It seems our time is at an end. Go well, my friends, and may we meet again beneath a western sky.
Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Doom, The Royal Palace of Alamigo.
I always knew that woman was unfit for command.
Aye, when you think of all the resources we've poured into that hole, and for what?
The beast yet lives. Mayhap it is time I sharpen my claws. I wonder, will you walk into my parlor once more?
For Dolorem Lupus, come at the command of the Lord Viceroy to present the prisoner taken by the Cranie Lupi.
Uh-oh. Ryle got taken prisoner.
Xenos ye Galvus, I presume. It's true what they say. You do have the eyes of a monster. A ravenous, insatiable fiend.
You, give the butcher your weapon.
Yes, my lord.
My lord, this is...
A reward given in recognition of your service. I trust it will prove more capable than its former owner.
I swear, I'll not disappoint you, my lord.
Good. Now, silence that mewling little piglet. I will not hear another sound pass her lips. Until I strip the fat from her.
Well, you did just get dragged into the villain's lair and then immediately insult the man. Not the smartest plan. Back in the Eorzea at last, ready to pick up where we left off and finish the fight. We're not who we were when we left, we're stronger and wiser. So let's do it! Let's get back to Alamigo and defeat Xenos once and for all. Here we are, home at last. I must say, the journey passed more quickly than I had expected. That would be due to the absence of an otherworldly interference, I expect. I should be glad if we did not speak of that unpleasantness again. Alfie doesn't like ghosts. But in spite of all that and more, we returned better for the experience, and more importantly, triumphant. Indeed, and with Doma freed of Imperial oppression, it is only right that we turn our thoughts to the plight of Alamigo. Well, I'm all for that, obviously, but I think you should go and see the refugees at Revenant's Toll before doing anything else. They'll be thrilled to hear what we've accomplished, and it sounds best coming from you. Thank you. I shall do as you suggest. I see I am not too late. Admiral, what are you doing here? The East Aldenard Trading Company informed me of your impending arrival. I have tidings I thought best to share with you in person. From Garabanya? Aye, the Alliance still holds the wall, despite several Imperial counterattacks. We've been unable to press further into occupied territory. Commander Kemp and his men, meanwhile, have made great strides toward rebuilding their depleted ranks. They've even taken it upon themselves to attempt some few operations, with mixed results, I'm sorry to say. It was a complication arising from one such venture which moved me to seek you out. During a mission to transport wounded resistance fighters to the Rising Stones, Kryal Baldessian was taken prisoner. Kryal? Do they know where she's being held? They do not, but your comrades were informed at once, and I am told Thancred is in Girabanya looking for her as we speak. How could this have happened? We must seek out Thancred without delay. Nay, Kryal taught me better than that. It would be unwise to act without first acquiring a full understanding of the situation. Thank you for informing us. Tired though we may be, we must make haste to Castrum Oriens. Pray excuse us, Admiral. Lydia Ugiri. Oh god, the emotes are starting. Limsa Laminsa. Chat too strong. Ah yes, this is Thancred. There you are. You have heard the news. In broad strokes from Admiral Blufusvin, what happened? Kryal and a squadron of resistance fighters were escorting Y'shtola and several other wounded to the Rising Stones for further treatment, when they were ambushed by an Imperial force. Arnvald and his men fought valiantly, but in the chaos... I'll make no excuses. We failed to protect her. Do not be so hard on yourself. You protected Y'shtola and the others, did you not? Tell us about the attack. It was the skulls. They knew a path across the wall we hadn't found. We thought we were safe once we reached the Black Shroud. We weren't expecting an ambush. During the fighting, I caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. It was all planned. The advantage of having a walker in the field. Not as strong in the echo as Kinliana is, of course. Half the time, it's enough to knock me on my arse, like I've taken a dose of concentrated ether. You walked in Fordale with his memories. What did you see? A woman promised the world. Education, training, citizenship. All that and more if she but sold her soul. A traitor to her people. A pretender to her masters. It was Xenos himself that gave the order. Told her to return with Kryal Baldessian. Alive. And our agents have been carefully monitoring Imperial communications since the attack, but have yet to intercept a transmission making reference to Kryal or her current whereabouts. Their orders were to bring Kryal back alive. We could save her if we move quickly enough. As you say, time is of the essence, which is why I intend to slip past enemy lines and see what information I can uncover on my own. In the meantime, it is up to you and our allies to command the Imperial's undivided attention. Lots of shouting and explosions and so forth. Keep them distracted, and I will find her. Very well. I wish I could do more to aid you, but I understand. Commander Kemp is on his way to the Castrum as we speak, for a meeting with General Alden. If you hurry up, you can find him on the road and discuss the situation beforehand. I think Kinliana and I are going to see Conrad like he suggested. You all wait here. Well, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? It fills my heart with joy to see you two hale and healthy. Welcome home, Lise. Kinliana, I'm sure you've heard about Kryal by now. That's why we're here. I'm still not sure what to think about it, but we'll save her. We'll definitely save her somehow. Aye, I've no doubt that you will. You look stronger for your time in the Far East, lass, and that's good news for Kryal. I'd like to think so, but enough about me. How's everything with you and the Resistance? Better than when you last saw us, and make no mistake. Arnvald's been a godsend. Him and Monago have been and all the other youngbloods have achieved so much in such a short time. We've been blessed to receive support of the Flames, Alamegan Brigade, who've been instrumental in freeing our countrymen from labor camps throughout Girabanya, as well as some political prisoners from the city proper, believe it or not. Together with the refugees returning from Ul'dah and elsewhere, we've had no shortage of able-bodied men and women eager to join the cause. And he wouldn't stop fighting, even after what happened at the Reach. Force of habit, I suppose. Though we've come a long way, we still have far to go. But we'll fight for every Ilm, and sooner or later we'll get to Alamigo. But listen to me prattling on when we should be making haste to Castrum Oriens. There's no point in me telling you everything now when you only have to say it all again for the Flame General's benefit. You're right. I'll go on ahead and tell the others you're not far off. You've spoken with Thancred, then? Good. Take heart. If anyone can track her down, it's him. I believe I hear Commander Kemp's party approaching. If you're ready to address Father and the others, let us be about it. There you are. And there's Commander Kemp, I see. I know you're eager to speak to our next move, but we would first hear more of your last. Tell us of your deeds in Doma. Well, we kicked some ass. And we freed the whole ass country. We were kind of awesome.
Pray, join me in welcoming our Scion allies, but recently returned from their mission to the Far East. We have been most eager to hear a first-hand account of your time there, eventful as we understand it was.
Very well. Allow me.
You see, first people were sad, and then we told them to fucking get over it. And then they did. Turtles were involved. It was all very cool.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price. Doma, free after all these years.
Bloody hells. Flooding their own castle for a better chance at victory. We could learn a thing or two from that land.
Our agents report a flurry of communications between Garlemald and Alamigo in recent days. 'Tis plain they are in the midst of deliberating their response to the Doman uprising.
Good. Every Imperial unit in occupied territory will be on the lookout for civil unrest. The fear of leaving critical locations undefended will make commanders think twice about committing their forces, giving us a chance to seize the initiative.
We have a chance, aye. Mayhap the last one we're ever going to get. While we've done our best to rebuild the resistance, the Imperials have only increased their efforts to root out sympathizers. If we keep on playing for smaller prizes, it's only a matter of time before they crush us again. And that we won't come back from.
A swift advance seems best for all concerned, not least poor Mistress Cryo.
Then let us waste no more time. The campaign for Alamigan liberation begins now. Our first objective will be to capture Castellum Valadina. Take the bridge, and the whole of the fringes will be ours. From there, we can push east towards the peaks.
I think I've been calling it the wrong name this whole time. This is Valadina. I'm pretty sure Vidania is a different one.
I name this operation Rulga's Beacon. For as Rulga once sent his star to guide our ancestors to these lands, so too shall it see us.
Back to my mic. My apologies. The success of this operation is paramount. So long as the Empire holds Castrum Valadina, the main host cannot advance. Xenos knows this, which is why he has ordered Fordola and her men to see to the bridge's defense. We'll get to fight the Skulls again. The Butcher is not to be underestimated. She is decisive, ruthless, and feared by foes and friends alike. We have a plan to defeat her. First, we send an alliance force down the main road, signaling our intention to mount an all-out assault. The garrison will muster their forces to prepare for a protracted battle. However, they will soon find that we were ill-prepared for their counterattack. Our men will begin to break ranks and flee. I see. Show them your backs and give them a target too tempting not to pursue. Aye, Fordola is too aggressive not to press the advantage. She will order her men to give chase. We lure them as far as East End, where the commanders will rally their forces and attempt to hold their ground. If all goes to plan, we should be able to keep the greater part of the garrison occupied, leaving us to tackle the bridge's remaining defenders. Very clever, I'm sure. But what are we to do if the Imperials smell a rat and return before we've taken the place? I don't need you to take Valadina, Commander Kemp. All I need is for you to fly your flag from its tower. You mean to trick them into believing that the bridge has fallen? Aye. We convince them that Valadina is lost, hit them hard with our reinforcements, and watch them go running for the hills. Then, when the dust is settled, we regroup at the castrum, What say you? It's a bold plan, but a good one. We'll do it. In that case, we shall support both the Resistance and the Alliance forces. Kiliana, Lise, Arenvald, I ask that you accompany Commander Kemp. Alize and I will remain with Flame General. We will return to Rhalgr's Reach and make our preparations. As soon as they are complete, we will join you in the field. Godspeed. Wish my mic was not so stupidly sensitive and also partially broken. I really hate the crackling sound that happens when I talk, but I'm pretty sure it's just an electrical problem with my laptop as a whole. In case you haven't noticed, the flag flying above Veladina is bloody massive. Take a dozen men to change it, and far too long besides. There's no need for all that, right, Monago? Not so long as I have my griffin and a satchel of glamour prisms, no. Arnvolv, you're in charge of the runners between us and the Alliance. No link pearls. Lise, I want you to look in on the squadrons. Make sure they've got everything they need. Everybody clear? Aye, sir. All forces to depart for Castrum Corvi when ready. That will be all. Kiliana, stay a moment, if you would. A few men I'd like you to look in on personally. Each of them has lost people, and I can tell that it weighs on their hearts. There have been a lot of new faces since the last you were here, so it's best if I just tell you where to look. One's an officer you'll find in the Barber. Another's an older fellow who likes to pass the time on the shores of Starfall. The last is a fiery young lad from Little Alamigo, who I'm told trains by himself by the rivers of the Fringes. You'll know them when you see them. Come and find me when you're finished. I say, if it isn't the lass who helped me find the ward I misplaced. Ah, but there I go again, treating you as an equal. It wasn't until after you'd gone that one of my commanders pulled me aside and told me that it was only the bleeding hero of Eorzea who'd taken time out of her busy day to help me. Well, what's done is done, but know that I will fight with every ounce of my strength in this coming battle, and the next and the next. Mayhap that will serve to repay the favor. Fare you well. Wait, I know you. Captain Ironhide of the Twin Adder. It's an honor to meet you. I was living hand-to-mouth in Ul'dah, but decided to enlist in the Flames after I heard tales of your daring do. And now, as fate would have it, I've been sent here to join the fight for my homeland's liberation. Ah, but this is no time to talk. I've got to prepare for the operation. Take care, Captain. We'll give those Imperial whoresons what for. Kiliana, am I right? I doubt you remember me, but I'll never forget you. Saved my life in Little Alamigo, you did. Willard and the rest of us had got it into our heads that if we had enough crystals we could summon Rhalgr, like the Amalgis summoned their god. Thankfully you put a stop to it. Ever hear about what happened to Willard? Joined the Braves when they came calling, only to turn up dead one day. Never found out how or why, but I reckon it doesn't matter. Dead's dead, after all. But at least he died doing what he thought was right. And maybe that's the best folk like us can hope for, huh? Not that I'm in a hurry, mind. Yeah. The Braves done killed Willard, the only non-crooked one among them, really. Well, that's not true, there were plenty of non-crooked ones, but he was in the inner circle of crooked men as a non-crooked individual. They set him up to take a fall. You've had a word with the men I mentioned, then. I'm sure you noticed they have another thing in common aside from tragedy. You touched each of their lives in one way or another, but that's not the reason I wanted you to speak with them. A man who's lived in Girabania his entire life, who bore witness to the realities of the occupation for 20 unbroken years. A man who fled Alamigo in search of a new life, who swore to serve another nation only for fate to conspire to send him back here. A youth born on foreign soil, who never knew his parents' homeland, yet nevertheless felt kinship with our cause. 3 men, 3 stories, 3 reasons, yet all belong to the Resistance. In growing larger, we've grown more diverse, and while there's good in that, there's also the potential for strife and discord. It'd take a special sort to lead men to Alamigo, don't you think? Someone like Lise, you mean? I see we're of one mind. She'll have to make the decision herself, of course. You've traveled with her, been by her side when she's had to make hard choices. You've seen her at her worst and her best. If you think she's got it in her, then she does. Look after her, Kinliana. She's our future, and my hope. I trust I needn't say that this conversation is just between you and me. Good girl. Right then, we'd best head to Castrum Corvi, or what remains of it, rather. Wait. Evil Seed. I think I've never even seen that fate. Duty. Duty time. We'll lead the way while the other units launch their own separate attacks. Remember that we need to hold out until Monago sees to the flag. Got your gear in order? Any moment now.
It's begun then.
Good. It's the waiting that drives me mad. Standing around, knowing what's to come. I'll never get used to it.
Calm down, Nargo. You're making her nervous. We've come this far, haven't we? We just need to make it the rest of the way.
Right.
Looks like the bastards went for the bait. The bridge is ours for the taking. Now remember, Monago, I want you to make for the tower as soon as you see an opening and get that flag flying. We'll see to the fighting.
I won't let you down, sir.
Come then. Rolga's star shall burn bright this day.
I love griffins. I wish they were real. They're majestic bastards. Quickly now, we've got to reach Veladina before General Alden and his men are overwhelmed. Scouts dead ahead. If they see us, they'll warn the others. Not if we kill him first. That's the last of them. Let's keep moving. No sign of sentries. General Alden must have his hands full. Let's siege the bridge and be done with it. We left a token force behind. Nothing we can't handle.
Take this!
Think you're clever with all your little tricks. Think again. None of you are leaving here alive. You may have survived the Reach, hero, but this time you won't be so lucky. This bridge belongs to the Empire, and I'm not about to give it up.
Meet my new friend!
Hero or not, you'll die, just like all the rest. This is my bridge. You're not taking this from me. Nago made it. We've only got to hold on a little longer.
God damn you! No more running! No more hiding! Let's finish this! Look! The flag!
The bridge is ours! Al amigo! Al amigo! Al amigo! Yeah!
Stand your ground! It's not over yet! Damn it!
Let them go, Lys. We've done what we came here to do. That's enough for now.
Philadina is fallen? Impossible!
We have them on the run! Forward! No mercy!
Regroup! Regroup! We have to regroup! All units, fall back!
Commander, the 4th cohort has been routed. We'll be at the mercy of the enemy's reinforcements if we don't fall back now.
Idiot! We have the stronger force by far. Don't be taken in by their tricks. Or would you rather tell Xenos you lost to this rabble?
No, but if the snakes betray us in the confusion, we'll have no way out. I'm begging you, Commander. Give the order, or we'll all die here.
As common traitors who drank of muddied waters. For all the good it did us. Skulls with me! The day is theirs, and so is this bastard bridge. Someone bring the snake. Suppose. It's our first victory, isn't it? And that has to be worth something.
Naga's just up there like, my griffin flew off. How do I get down? It's a shame for Fordola got away, but we did what we came here to do. I have to remind myself it's just the first step, but it's a big one. We're going to take it all back. All of it. One ilm at a time if we have to. Nope. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the castrum. We'll need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapons at the ready. There's a chance you might come face to face with soldiers on the run en route. On second thought, it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the region for soldiers that have gone to the ground. We shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. When you've judged your work is done, report to General Alden in Bittermill. Send a message really quick. Before it becomes too late and I totally forget. Well met. All's well at the bridge. Good, good. Fighting has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Veladina. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls. Could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Castrum to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men. Delight not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. Our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Spoopy weather. Thunderstorms. Back so soon? I suppose the General and his men had matters well in hand. The Vice Marshal and his men showed up not long after you left. If the gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us. Commander Kemp, Marshal Taropin reports that their sweep of the Castrum's interior has been completed. It's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then. Castrum Veladina is well and truly ours. Mayhap this calls for... Wait, where's Monago? Took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe where she was born. I doubt the Imperials who fled Veladina had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, but she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go to see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right, 'twould be best if Monago were not alone if she should encounter the enemy. Agreed. Let's all go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is all right. That's your wish, then I've no objection. Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. You could have forced me to talk to the guard, even though I could already cross. Yep. Greetings, Scion. Do you wish to pass? Path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me?
you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Enanta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Enanta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the Resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Enanta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside, but the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Enanta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Vera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us?
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the icon.
That's me.
Slayer.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, If a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
Gotta follow the formula. 3 primal fights per X-Pack. This will be primal number 2. Well, per base. Per base X-Pack. Then more get added in the patches. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I've been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather your life, to address these threats. Yet the primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forest with his children. Ere we decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi, it would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her unto this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village. Sarisha shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Monago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what happened? Of course. Be safe, my friends. You do not often receive guests. What is the purpose of your visit? Greetings are well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and we come seeking Sarisha of the Vira. You are she, are you not? You have positioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them. We would first learn more of Sri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We created in her image. Daughter is blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Kalyana broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection, which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the ether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been colored by the summoner's state of mind, namely that of a grieving mother who has just borne witness to her daughter's murder. Though she apparently craved a miracle, she also may have harbored thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Kalyana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vira. This is true. The Vira and the Kalyana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. The Vira, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire, and give our lives for the cause. The Kalyana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty, which they strive to create through their craft. To shape crystals is less an art and more ritual, a sacred duty wherein each tribe is imbued with a fragment of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Kalyana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself, they summoned a primal, a fever dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will still rule these lands. Nothing will change. Yananta will. The Kalyana bade the Vira make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? Those who don't wish to partake of the primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Kalyana. Will you help them to see reason? You can count on us. Know that I'll kill your god if I have to, maybe even if I don't. Then we shall, for without you we may be powerless to stop them. If you do not act quickly, more lives will be lost, more families torn apart, more children made to suffer. It's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vajra will guide you to the dungeon cot, and I shall pray for your success. Well met, scions. I am Badra, she who shines, bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. This will be a good place to stop. Get through Lakshmi for the night. You're ready? You look ready. John Cott. That's where you find the Kalyana's crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me. Yeah, get through the primal fight, and that will be it for the night. Because, you know, spoiler alert, Alfino may want to do this diplomatically, but, never works that way. I have no fucking clue where the actual road is. I'm just gonna fly over the mountains like a dickhead. Billy-ho! John Cott, the path leads to an entrance above. Within is an aetheryte. You must use it to enter. Understood. With me, everyone. Oh right, they had Marids in this zone. I forgot about that. Like what the heck is that chunker? Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still?
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
But she hears not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Oh, he's a Ingi.
Alice, have you
He's
gone
Ingi.
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another.
He's thinking of Gabu.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood.
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
every prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you'd just listen!
Poor misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens.
Sound of my cat pulling at my sweatshirt. That's a primal trying to temper my friends. That I say, no. They're my friends. You can't have them. Those guys, though, they're fucked. Yeah, get out of here, guys.
Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Lakshmi. I know. Stupid and foolish, but I had to try, Kiliana. I had to. I had to try, and I failed. So you have to fight. There's no other way. Never stop trying. It means a lot to hear you say that. It does. But it doesn't make it any easier to have to ask you to face that thing. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Alfino, and I will go and seize their crystal stores. This will not happen again. And you, when it is finished, we will be waiting for you. Poor Alize, she hates that over and over again, we're the one who gets sent to fight. There's nothing that they can do. Because at this current time, we're the only one. Yeah, my controller's always low. I'm not plugging it in right now. Ah, fuck. Nope. Leave. Opening cutscenes! Forgot to turn on the thing! Nope. Yeah, no, I don't want to change anything. Don't change my movement settings, please. Just want to turn on the opening cutscene. Get some more of that sweet music. I think I can solo this. Susano had a insta-kill mechanic. Lakshmi is only one phase, so I'm pretty sure I can do this. Well, it's multiple phases, but it's not. There's no instant kill mechanic I can avoid, I don't think. It's like not really 2 phases. It just has like a mid attack that is I should be able to roll. In theory.
Open your heart to me.
Oh, it takes a fucking year to go off, huh? Yeah, okay. Fine. She does have an attack that will power up, but I'm pretty sure this is just a tank buster, right? That's not a knockback. Just a buster. Yeah, the knockback is very clearly illustrated in this version. Don't believe... Actually, no, this will drop a puddle. It just doesn't... Nope. Yes, okay. It just doesn't spread in the version.
Rest your weary souls in my bosom.
Yeah, so this is the mid-phase attack, which I'm pretty sure I can just pop a Vril and, you know, get bosomed. Take of my life and love. Yeah. Popped my Vril, so... Chimichanga! She glows blue, she's in Chonchilla form, or whatever the fuck, but Chimichanga is much more satisfying to say. Yeah, so this attack will knock me off the edge if I don't pop a Vril, but because I did, just poops me a little bit. This I want to pull to the edge because it's going to drop a big bleed puddle. I think. Oh, that's a buster. I'm sure it's not going to do that much damage, but I'll cool down for it anyway. Yeah, normally you have to Vril for everything when she's in Chonchilla mode, but the only one I have to care about is the knockback. Yeah, so this here is going to spread because it's mode. This is a big ol' cleave. But normally this only hits second on hate, so it's not that big a deal. I'm just gonna hit hollowed ground for shits and giggles. No damage from any of this garbage. Okay, that one doesn't look a puddle.
Your souls are stained.
Don't talk about my soul like that. Now she's out of Chonchilla, so nothing's gonna hit that hard. Would have been really funny if I just fucking walked right off the edge. Chimichanga! Easy peasy. Another primal eaten for breakfast.
You did it again. You saved them. I just wish I could have been more help. So, it looks like the Ananta did have a mountain of crystals after all. Like every other tribe. Gods were all such slaves to our weaknesses.
You slew our mistress! She was our hope, our salvation! Is there no end to your cruelty?
Listen to me, please. I know that you're only trying to protect yourselves because you feel frightened and alone. But that's how we all feel. Don't you see? If we could just turn to each other for help instead of the gods, I'm sure we could find a way to live in peace. Your crystals are important to you, aren't they? Reflections of your souls, right? Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice something so precious to a primal.
Who are you to question our choice? You who fight without fear? We wish only to live in peace. And if this be the price we must pay, then so be it!
I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. But I hope that one day you look back and see we only ever wanted the same thing.
Begone, damn you! Spare me your hollow words, and leave me to mourn.
I'll go. But it doesn't mean I'm giving up. Girabania is our home too. And one way or another, we're going to have to learn to live together. Come on. Alphino and Alize are waiting.
Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Doom, the royal palace of Alamigo.
Ah, the savage returns, and with her tail firmly between her legs, beaten by beastmen, I hear.
It was a shameful display, by all accounts. She may have curried the Viceroy's favor with her bold promises, but in the end, she's just another plodding bungler like the rest of her kind.
Strange. You would think him a better judge of character. Then again, I hear she's not averse to a more physical mode of persuasion.
I thought she rose through the ranks rather quickly, but no longer. If only she had been content with her lot, she might have lived to see the morrow.
Fedola Rem Lupus. Commander of the Crania Lupi, reporting as ordered.
Why do you tremble so? Could it be that the Empire's butcher is afraid? That she who walks with death is terrified of her own?
I'm terrified of dying having achieved naught. Gladly would I give my life to win a great victory on the battlefield, had I but the strength.
Alas, you do not. Indeed, you are weak. And born of this weakness is a blind fervor, a raging inferno which threatens to consume not only you, but everyone around you.
Yes, my lord.
You were defeated by the Resistance on several occasions. You misjudged the Ananta and spurred them into summoning an icon. Have you anything to say?
I do not, my lord. My failures are my own. I am prepared to accept your judgment.
And that is very admirable. However, I've had enough of this dumb show. Give voice to that hunger I see in your eyes, or I will pluck them from your head.
I want... I want to make them pay! All of them! Everyone who ever mocked or looked down on me! I want the power to make them pay!
Very well. Then I shall give you a chance. A chance to transcend your mortal limits. Assuming, that is, you are prepared to wager your life for such power.
Transcend, my lord. I came here prepared to die. Tell me what I must do.
Mad scientist. Cordola, don't listen to him. He's crazy. I wish we could have left on better terms, but that was never going to happen. Could be a problem if they get their hands on any more crystals, though. Never mind. We'll deal with that when the time comes. You've done us a great service this day. Long shall my sisters sing the praises of the Icon's Slayer. Let us bear the word to them of Sri Lakshmi's passing. Come, friends. Devere and Ela. And that's where we're going to end that. I'm going to go to the Peering Stones for that bonus rest experience, but I am going to call it there. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep saying I'm going to call it later, and then I'm not going to. So, if anyone's lurking, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, and maybe some after work tomorrow, maybe not. Kind of up in the air. I don't have Dungeons & Dragons till 8 o'clock, though, so, you know, maybe something before that. Otherwise, next raid day is Thursday. Have a good night.